brought you frankincense. Thank you. And I brought you myrrh. Thank you. Murder. Judas. No.
Let's talk about why pagans might need to re-examine the holidays they're celebrating. So a lot of you are probably familiar with this, the Wheel of the Year. The Wheel of the Year is a Wiccan calendar that celebrates 8 separate holidays. These holidays fall on the solstices, the equinoxes, and something called the cross-quarter days. Now these holidays are drawn from a bunch of different cultures, and they all have seriously different backgrounds. A lot of witches and pagans use the Wheel of the Year, but there are tons of different holidays that you could be looking at. Ask yourself what holidays you see as significant enough for you to celebrate. For example, I don't celebrate Yule. I celebrate the winter solstice because I'm not celebrating the Norse holiday, I'm celebrating the solstice. Ask yourself what might align more with you, your path, your ancestors, the gods you worship, and find a holiday that more fits with that instead of just going off of a calendar. You want to know how hard energy work can hit? I once accidentally caused a blackout. I wish I was kidding, but alas no, I did actually cause a blackout once. I was doing something called ecstatic dancing, where you dance yourself into a frenzy without using any specific moves, you just move your body. It's a wonderful type of meditation, it's also very powerful energy work. This particular day I was dancing, the music I was listening to hit a very, very high crescendo and then a very, very low bass drop. It was a very powerful moment. Unfortunately, my energy in my dancing was matching that. So the energy went up really, really, really high, and then all poof, and the lights went out on the entire block. So yeah, energy work can be a lot. Also, side note, I once met Dionysus when I was ecstatic dancing, but that is a story for a different time.
Orla, that better not be what I think it is. You better not have brought my diary to school.
I have to. I'm doing my book report on it.
Hello my beautiful, gorgeous children. Today I'm going to be showing you how I write petitions. A petition is basically a small slip of paper where you write down your intention for a spell or a prayer. I like to start with a square piece of paper, and we're going to write our intention down in present tense all the way down the piece of paper, just like you see here. The sample intent you see above I might use for like a self-love spell. We're going to take our petitions, flip them upside down 180 degrees, and we're going to rewrite our intent just like we did before, all the way down over what we already wrote. After that, we're going to flip our paper onto one of its corners, choose 1 or 2 key phrases from our intent, and write it diagonally across the paper, just like I'm pointing out there. I chose self-love. Finally, we fold our finished intent 3 times towards us to bring something to us, or away from us to send something out. Then you're done. Enjoy your finished petition, and I hope you learned something. Mwah. Hello and welcome to What in the Shit, a series where I'll be explaining aspects of paganism, witchcraft, and religion in general. Today we ask, what in the shit is omnism? Very, very basically, omnism is the belief that all religions have some aspect of truth to them. So while omnism doesn't believe that every religion is true in every single way, all religions do get at least something right. Crucially, omnism is not a religion. Instead, it's a spiritual system and a way of looking at religion in general that encourages its followers to go out and find the truth for themselves and look at theology in their own way instead of searching for the one true religion. Omnists also don't have to believe in any higher powers. Omnists can believe basically whatever they like as long as they adhere to the idea that every religion has some sort of truth to it. That means you can be any religion, or lack thereof, and be an omnist. Hello my wonderful witches. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make a spell pouch for emotional healing. We're going to be starting with a purple pouch, since purple helps us keep in tune with our highest selves. We'll cleanse it with a little bit of selenite, and then I'm going to be cleansing my area with a bell, but you can of course cleanse however you like. It's totally up to you. Now that we're all cleansed, we can begin. We're going to start by removing that selenite and replacing it with a petition, where we've written down our intention for this spell pouch. Next, you're going to take a seashell or any other representation of the element of water, and we're going to be putting that in our bag. The element of water rules over emotions, so we want that power with us. Next, we're going to plop some rose quartz in there for self-love. then some bloodstone for emotional healing, and finally some mahogany obsidian, which is my favorite stone as it gives you courage and strength during some tough times. Finally, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of thyme in there for strength and courage. And then that's it. We're done.
What are you doing in my house? What are you doing in my house? I want waffle fries.
Too much. We're destroying the world and killing the turtles.
The hell with the turtles.
No one insults the turtles.
I'm obsessed with you in a way I can't believe. When you wipe your tears, do you wipe them just for me? Do you wipe them just for me? I'm pleading on my knees. It's your touch that I need.
Hello and welcome to What in the Shit, a series where I explain aspects of witchcraft, paganism, and religion in general. Today we ask, what in the shit is Neo-paganism? To understand Neo-paganism, we're going to have to look at the two types of paganism that exist in the world today. So first we have Reconstructionist or Revivalist pagans. Now these pagans think the best way to honor the gods is to try to recreate as closely as they can the beliefs, practices, and rituals of the ancient pagans. So Reconstructionist pagans have a system of belief that is very, very, very closely instructed by ancient belief systems. Neo-paganism, on the other hand, is inspired by ancient belief systems. Now this means that neo-pagans take these ancient pagan religions, they interpret them in their own unique way, and they make their own belief systems off of that. This means that revivalist pagans and neo-pagans worship and believe very differently. They're still both equally valid, though. Witches! I'm going to teach you guys about one of the greatest tips I ever read. That advice is, don't lie to spirits. Seriously, don't be dishonest, don't hide your intentions, don't try any of that. A, it's not worth it, B, it's not going to work. This goes for all spirits too, deities, spirits, elementals, any of them. Now there's a few reasons we aren't going to lie to spirits. A, spirits are smart and most of us are really bad liars. B, that's just kind of a shitty thing to do in general. C, you aren't going to get what you want if you're dishonest. Any spirit work is based off of building good relationships. The better your relationship with a spirit, the more they want to help you. For example, something I've done, I've gone to one of my deities and what I really wanted was reassurance, but instead I said, give me some wisdom. It didn't work out the way I wanted. If I had just said, I need reassurance, I would have gotten that.
I have one thing to say. You better work, bitch.
No more. I wanna but I'm broken hearted. Cry, but I like to party. Touch, but I got nobody here on my own. Don't you want somebody? I don't really talk like this, I know. But this
So I have a very sweet story for you guys. Last night I was doing some mediumship with my friend to help her communicate with her goddess, and this male energy comes in, which is very odd right away because I've never worked with or worshipped any male entities, and so I'm figuring out who this guy is because he's got big dad energy, and as it turns out, he is the Dagda. Dagda is the father god. In Celtic mythology, he is like big dad energy. And I was like, oh, what do you want from me? Do you need something from me? And he's like, no, I'm not here so you can do something for me. I'm here so I can do something for you. I was like, oh. And he just kind of looked at me and he said, you don't have a dad. And I was like, no. And he said, you do now. And he just gave me like a little pat on the head. And he's like, if you ever need me, you know where to find me. And then he left, which was very sweet. It made me cry, not gonna lie. Hi guys! Let's talk about the difference between deity work and deity worship. So a huge thing in paganism is the idea of giving and receiving. Giving and receiving is a cycle that goes on in the universe, and when we work or worship with deities, the difference lies in who is doing the most giving and who is doing the most receiving. In deity work, we form a close working relationship with the deity so that they can help us to spiritually evolve. Because they're sacrificing their own time and effort to help us so closely, They are expecting us to take out our time and our effort and make some sacrifices for them. So there's more responsibility and more time involved in deity work. In deity worship, you pray, you adore, you give offerings to a deity, not because you are expecting them to help you one-on-one, but instead because being close to the divine is just naturally good for the soul. You have a little more control in that relationship. Let's talk about hair in my practice. Hair is sacred to many cultures, including Celtic, Indigenous, and Slavic peoples. I am Slavic, and long hair is super important in lots of parts of Slavic culture. So every day, I braid my hair and wear a veil to protect it. When I braid my hair, I set an intention. I use hair braiding as a type of European knot magic. My veil protects both my hair and my energy. I veil both to protect my energy, and so only the people who I trust are allowed to see my hair, because it is so sacred to me.
Damn it, I've been banned from Dave & Buster's.
And get weirder. I just washed my hands, that's why they're wet. No other reason.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to enchant an object. To enchant an object simply means to fill it with magical intent. I like to enchant objects using the 4 elements. For this ritual, you don't need much. All I use are 4 objects to represent the 4 elements. You can use 5 if you work with spirit. A dish to hold some salt, the object you'd like to enchant, and some matches so I can light my candle. Next, cleanse the object and your working space. Next, I say some simple prayers to invoke the elements. Next, I go around and I ask the elements to give a specific power to the object that I'm enchanting. Finally, I tell the object that I've enchanted exactly what its job is. And that's it, you're done. Thank the elements for their assistance, and remember to charge your object every now and then, otherwise it might grow dull.